In the booming digital landscape we live in, it can be difficult to monitor what your child is looking at online at all times. Governor Glenn Youngkin cracking down on this with some recent revisions to a bill that would make it harder for minors to access adult websites. 8 News reporter Sierra Krug joining us live now in the Digital Center with more on what's new. Sierra.
Well, Eric, first of all, Governor Youngkin's changes expand online protections to all children rather than just those under the age of 13. But a large part of what's actually different from the bill that already passed in the General Assembly has to do with data collection. With ever-evolving iPhones and platforms like TikTok, these days, the digital world can feel inescapable, even for parents, like Rich Marr.
It's hard. It's just really hard.
A bill filed here in Virginia could make it trickier for children to access adult material online by implementing stronger age verification measures. Marr is also a political scientist who broke down the proposal for us, but he shared his perspective as a father of 2 teenagers.
I think about my kids' use of media, about my kids' use of technology all the time. It's a big part of how we live now.
Marr tries to limit his teens' device time, but noted it's impossible to monitor a kid's internet usage 24/7.
Getting a little bit of help, getting somebody to put up a little bit of a barrier, even that might get a child, a minor, to consider, oh, what I'm doing is wrong, maybe I shouldn't be doing it. I think that's welcome.
The bill passed in both the State House and Senate, making its way to the desk of Governor Glenn Youngkin, who had some revisions, starting by adding a provision prohibiting websites from selling children's internet data to third parties or using it for targeted advertising. Marr feels this piece of the amendment is helpful but minor compared to the bigger picture of this bill's protective efforts.
The more important point really is about this incentive to prevent minors and to make it harder for minors to access this material.
The governor's changes also address the boom of social media, requiring parental approval for kids who set up social media accounts or visit other sites that store data. A large point worth noting, this bill leaves open the door for parties to sue any websites that don't comply with the parental consent and age verification regulations. The General Assembly is set to review Governor Youngkin's amendments next week. Stick with 8 News for updates. Live in the Digital Center, Sierra Krug, 8 News.